A very good afternoon. Before we start the program, may I request all of you to kindly switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Indian Council of World Affairs, it is my pleasure to welcome you all for this 39th Sapru House lecture on the theme of 25 years of IORA working towards a prosperous, sustainable and peaceful Indian Ocean region. The lecture will be delivered by our esteemed guest, His Excellency Salman Al Farisi, Secretary General of the Indian Ocean Rim Association. The lecture will be chaired by Ambassador Vijay Thakur Singh, Director General, Indian Council of World Affairs, followed by remarks by Ms. Geetika Srivastava, Joint Secretary, Indo-Pacific Division, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. We are also pleased to have with us Her Excellency Ina H. Krishnamurthi, Ambassador of Republic of Indonesia to India, who will give special remarks on the occasion. This lecture is being organized by ICWA in collaboration with the Embassy of Indonesia in New Delhi. May I now invite DG ICWA, Ambassador Vijay Thakur Singh, to deliver her opening remarks.
Very good afternoon to all present here. It is my special privilege to welcome His Excellency Salman Al Farisi, Secretary General of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORA. And in fact, I'm welcoming an old friend to the ICWA because both His Excellency Salman Al Farisi and I were together in New York 20 years ago. It is also my privilege to welcome Her Excellency Ina Krishnamurthi, Ambassador of Indonesia to India, as well as Joint Secretary Geetika Srivastava, who is heading the Indo-Pacific Division in the Ministry of External Affairs, and all the distinguished guests. Warmly welcome you to the Indian Council of World Affairs. This is the 39th Sapru House lecture, which is on the topic 25 years of Indian Ocean Rim Association towards a prosperous, sustainable, and peaceful Indian Ocean region. This is, of course, the 39th lecture, but the last lecture that we had, which was in 2021, and that lecture was addressed by His Excellency Abdullah Shahid, President-elect of the 76th General Assembly and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Maldives, a country which is also a member of IORA. So today, we are very pleased that His Excellency Salman Al Farisi, Secretary General of IORA, will deliver the 39th Sapru House lecture. This year, as we celebrate 25 years of IORA, we recall the year 1997, when the founding members, which included India and Indonesia, met in Mauritius and established IORA to foster regional cooperation. Subsequently, India chaired this organization in 2011 to 2013. It was then that IORA identified 6 priority areas on which to work, and these priority areas range from maritime security to tourism, culture. It deals with trade, investment, disaster risk management, fisheries management, as well as cooperation in academia, science, and technology. Along with these 6 priority areas, there were 2 focus areas that were also identified. These are blue economy and women empowerment. IORA agenda, therefore, is comprehensive, and it seeks to identify those issues which are significant to members who are located in this region for their growth and development. We in ICWA have been the knowledge partners of Ministry of External Affairs, and we organized 2 Indian Ocean dialogues. Now, these are track 1.5 dialogues of IORA. The 6th edition of the Indian Ocean Dialogue was hosted in New Delhi on the theme Indo-Pacific, Reimagining the Indian Ocean through an Expanded Geography. And the 8th edition was held on post-pandemic Indian Ocean, which was held virtually in 2011. ICWA also chaired the IORA Academic Group during the year 2019 to 21, and in 2021 organized an IORA capacity building workshop on UNCLOS, which was addressed by the then Secretary General of IORA. Thus, ICWA has in a way been a part of the journey of IORA, and we are proud of it. IORA connects three continents, Asia, Africa, and Australia, and in a sense binds a diverse set of countries in the Indian Ocean into a regional maritime community in a shared maritime space. The centrality of the Indian Ocean is known to many old civilizations, and in the present day, in the 20th century, it continues to retain its significance both strategically as well as economically. Several of the most critical sea lanes of communication pass through in the Indian Ocean. As a resident nation, India is a major stakeholder in the Indian Ocean region as well as in the broader Indo-Pacific region. It was, if you look at it, India's engagement with the littoral states in the Indian Ocean is deep. It was in Mauritius that Prime Minister Modi announced India's vision of Sagar, which is security and growth for all. And then you look at the 7 pillars of the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, which was announced by Prime Minister Modi in 2019, and you see a great complementarity between the pillars of IPOI and the priority areas of IORA. All this makes India's complementarity with IORA there, and therefore we are natural partners. The Indian Ocean region, of course, has faced many challenges which have come and continue to come from both traditional as well as non-traditional sources, whether it is smuggling, piracy, and armed robbery. These have been a major threat to maritime security in the region. Horn of Africa, in particular, has been a major global hotspot for such attacks. Then, of course, we do have the maritime dimension of terrorism in the region. All these threats have to be met effectively, and therefore there is a need for greater maritime domain awareness. India set up the Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean region in 2018 in Gurugram, and its aim was to enhance maritime security and safety by monitoring maritime security-related incidents in the region. And I am glad that today officers and international liaison officers from partner countries of the center have joined us today. Thank you so much for coming across. Of course, we do have the threats and the issues that we need to look at, whether it is IUU or climate change. Those have had a major impact in this region and will continue to be areas where there would need to be cooperation and work to be done. We are meeting today at a time when the world is witnessing intense geopolitical contestation and there is heightened strategic uncertainty, including in Indian Ocean as well as in the Indo-Pacific region. COVID, of course, was the big disruptor of the 21st century, and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine has had far-reaching consequences. It is, therefore, in the interest of IORA member states to work together for a stable and a secure maritime order. It is in this context that we look forward to hearing the views of Secretary General IORA, of Ambassador Ina Krishnamurthi, and Joint Secretary. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to hear the views.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite Ms. Geetika Srivastava, Joint Secretary, Indo-Pacific Division, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, to kindly deliver her remarks.
Ambassador Vijay Thakur Singh, DG ICWA, His Excellency Mr. Salman Al Farisi, Secretary General of IORA, Ambassador Ina Krishnamurthi, Ambassador of Indonesia to India, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar, a very good afternoon to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to be here with you all for the 39th Sapru House lecture commemorating 25 years of IORA under the theme Working Together Towards a Prosperous, Sustainable and Peaceful Indian Ocean Region. Let me at the outset thank Embassy of Republic of Indonesia in New Delhi and Indian Council of World Affairs for organizing this lecture. I cannot help but recall the vision of Nelson Mandela, where he called upon an organization in the region to fulfill the natural urge of the fact of history and geography upon which were laid the foundation of IORA. As we stand here today at the crossroad of Silver Jubilee of IORA, we not only look at the past with a sense of accomplishment, but we also look towards the future with a lot of hope and a sense of duty for the work which is yet to be done. What began in 1997 with 14 members has grown today in strength and ambition to become the largest and preeminent organization in the Indian Ocean region with 23 members and 10 dialogue partners, 6 priority areas, and 2 cross-cutting themes. The Indian Ocean, stretching from Africa's east coast to West Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, reaching all the way to Australia, is the third largest ocean. It's woven together by millennia-long history of shared experience, geoeconomic linkages carrying half of the world container ship, one-third of world's cargo, and two-thirds of world oil shipment. The Indian Ocean, that is also home to 2.7 billion rich and diverse people, remains an important lifeline not only for the rim state, but also for the international community with important supply chain and sea lanes of communication which transverse this region. It was also an area of focus for India's foreign policy. India's approach to this region is very aptly captured in the Sagar Doctrine, which was announced by Prime Minister Modi in 2015 in Mauritius. And Sagar actually stands for a Hindi word, which means ocean. And it is also an acronym for security and growth for all in the region. By this, India seeks to enhance mutual cooperation in the region with a view to offer our capabilities and capacity and share best practices for the development and prosperity of all countries in the Indian Ocean region. IORA provides an effective platform to facilitate realization of untapped potential for collaboration to enhance peace, prosperity, and development in the region. Also, with the growing recognition of interconnectedness of Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, IORA also has an important role to play in ensuring an Indo-Pacific that is free, open, inclusive, and rules-based, embracing all in the common pursuit of progress and prosperity. Given the need of shared response to shared challenges in the region, greater cooperation and coordination across the region and its regional mechanism becomes a prerequisite. This has been the vision behind the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, which was announced by Prime Minister Modi in 2019. IPOI shares great synergy with IORA's own priority areas in the region, and it provides an effective platform to enhance cooperation among the regional partners. Being a founding member of IORA, India is strongly committed to strengthening of IORA as a preeminent organization in the region through focused approach towards structural and institutional strengthening, capacity building, and leading the discussion on topics of common interest under IORA. India, as lead country of IORA priority area of disaster risk reduction and academic science and technology cooperation, is actively involved in enhancing disaster resilience and relief capabilities, and encouraging research and innovation in the Indian Ocean region. India is also one of the largest contributors to IORA fund, and we wish to continue our effort towards growth of IORA into a vibrant and influential forum in the region and beyond. With an aim to develop into an effective and efficient regional organization, IORA is rightfully engaged with all the contemporary issues of regional and global importance, including the outlook towards the Indo-Pacific, environmental concern and climate change, sustainable development, blue economy, pandemic and global health, maritime safety and security, and digital revolution, to name a few. The focus of Chair Bangladesh on development initiative is also a welcome step, especially when the region is focusing on strong and resilient growth after the pandemic. India wishes to play its part in taking forward these agenda of IORA as IORA looks towards strengthening its role on regional and global arena in the coming decade. Let me conclude by congratulating all IORA member state, development partner, and secretariat led by Secretary General on the occasion of completion of 25 years of IORA, and wish the organization growth from strength to strength in days to come, developing into a vibrant forum ensuring security and growth for all in the region. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite Her Excellency Ina H. Krishnamurthi, Ambassador of Republic of Indonesia to India, to kindly deliver her special remark.
Her Excellency Ambassador Vijay Thakur Singh, His Excellency Ambassador Salman Al Farisi, Honorable Geetika Srivastava, Excellencies, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, Assalamualaikum, Namaskar. It is a pleasure for me to be here today at the 39th Sapru House lecture. My beloved senior Ambassador Salman Al Farisi has had a very busy 3 days visit here, and this is the strawberry on top of the cake. This is his last program. Firstly, I would like to convey my sincerest appreciation towards ICWA for co-hosting this event, and for Ms. Geetika Srivastava for her continued support for this initiative. I'm also truly grateful with the presence of our prominent speaker today. I call him Pa Salman in Bahasa, but it's people know him as Secretary General of IORA, who will give his lecture on the work of IORA to celebrate its 25 years of jubilee. Jakarta Concord was signed in March 2017. However, IORA roots are deep and can be traced back to antiquity, at a time when geographical distances between the eastern and western parts of the region were simply overwhelming. Our ancestors already braved the fury of wind and wave to cross the Indian Ocean in order to trade. And thus, though maybe they were not aware of it, they promoted cultural cross-fertilization. This network of trading and intermigration, which lasted for centuries, also gave us a region with distinct identity. And as such, this event is important to celebrate this strong connection. Excellencies, honorable participants, enormous challenges are constantly emerging across the world. Madam Dean, Ambassador Vijay Singh already mentioned it. In the last 2.5 years, pandemic have been occupying much of the world's resources and attention. When the world has not yet fully recovered from the pandemic, another crisis appears and confronts us: the war in Ukraine, which splits the world, and its ripple effects are being felt globally. Extreme challenge in energy and food security, which lead to inflation, that has also created deep concerns on the global financial security, and putting developing economies such as India and Indonesia at even greater difficulties. Aside from that, the world is also faced with the issue of climate change, which needs collective global actions to be adapted and mitigated. When I talk about climate change, I would like to mention that yesterday in Bali, Indonesia hosted the third workshop of IORA developing strategic framework on combating marine debris in the Indian Ocean. So such issue of marine debris also give impact to the climate change. It is indeed sort of a perfect storm of our world and beloved Earth. In this regard, I would like to reiterate my Minister of Foreign Affairs' recent statement in the UN General Assembly that the current world needs new paradigm to turn the trust deficit that we are experiencing now into strategic trust, to establish engagement, not containment, collaboration, not competition. This paradigm is paramount important to enable the world in tackling numerous crises that are unfolding. Recovery would only take place if the world continues to nurture dialogue and collaboration. Against the backdrop of global dynamics, IORA has to adjust and adapt to remain relevant and become the building blocks for stability, prosperity, and cooperation in the region. Amid an increased geopolitical rivalry, IORA could contribute to nurture a dialogue for a stable, peaceful, and prosperous Indo-Pacific. This can be achieved, among others, by creating synergy with all regional mechanisms in the Indo-Pacific region, be it on maritime, SDGs, connectivity, and other economic cooperation. As the leading platform for cooperation in the Indian Ocean, IORA is in a strategic position to promote the Indian Ocean region as the new center for sustainable economic growth. With the upcoming IORA Council of Ministers meeting in November 2022, Indonesia is hoping that IORA will contribute to concrete solutions for the global challenges. Bangladesh is the IORA chair for 2021-2023. In this important moment, Indonesia would like to express its utmost appreciation to all Bangladesh initiatives as IORA chair, importantly, the Dhaka Development Initiative, DDI, as one of its strategic deliverables. Indonesia views that DDI could complement the existing mechanism in IORA. Let me conclude by quoting William James, a philosopher, who said, "We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected on the deep." I thank you for your kind attention. Namaskar. Wassalamualaikum.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I now invite His Excellency Salman Al Farisi, Secretary General of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, to deliver the 39th Sapru House lecture.
Ambassador Vijay, Ambassador Ina, and my dear sister Geetika, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me express how happy I am to meet with my old friend where we meet in New York more than 20 years ago. We very often share a position and then even take turn in the negotiation. And I remember when we negotiate for the document of financing for development, where we have the longest negotiation that I experienced. I experienced 36 hours nonstop, and we managed to have to agree the negotiation when we before we come to Monterey to have the Monterey Declaration at that time. So thank you very much. And then today is like a reunion for me with Ambassador Vijay. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to indeed thank the Council of World Affairs, Indian Council of the World Affairs, and the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in New Delhi for convening this exciting event. I am also honored to have the opportunity to share my views with all of you in this seminar. In fact, after listening from the three substantive statement, I don't think that I need to elaborate so many in-depth issue about IORA, but I would like to present some information about IORA in this very moment. My discussion will comprise of four parts in my presentation. The first thing on the geostrategic. Let me try to. But how to? Is it? This one, right? This one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this it's comprised of four parts. The first thing is on the geostrategic importance of the Indian Ocean region. I think the three speakers has already mentioned about that. I will add some more information about that. The establishment of Indian Ocean Rim Association. I think my sister Geetika also has mentioned about that. Success of IORA after 25 years. And the last part of my presentation will be a challenge for future activities of IORA. Let me start with the geostrategic and economic importance of IORA. Yeah, sorry. I would like to start this part by mentioning that there is no doubt that Indian Ocean region is a great strategic importance and value for the world. Indian Ocean Rim embrace 36 economies in 5 sub-regions, with the size of population about 3.2 billion. This alone is a very big market for us. For centuries, Indian Ocean Rim has been linked to commerce. As of today, it is still at the center of global trade and investment. And it is also it is also well known that Indian Ocean is rich in the natural resources. You may mention what natural resources you need. There are available in this region. It is home to abundance of natural resources across its boundaries that run deep into the ocean bed. With its approximately areas of 70 million square kilometer, Indian Ocean, the third largest ocean in the world, plays an important role in the worldwide maritime, shipping, and fisheries industries. The total fisheries production from the IORA region represent about 13% of the world fish production. Let me turn to the establishment of the IORA. I think my sister Geetika has always mentioned a little bit about the history of the IORA establishment. The Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation, or IORA, which later renamed as IORA, is one of the world's largest regional grouping. This is a unique association aiming at sustainable development, balanced growth in the Indian Ocean region by fostering on regional cooperation through a project-based approach. Yeah, the India and South Africa has played a key role in the fusioning of the IORA. In January 1995, during the visit to New Delhi, President Nelson Mandela put forward the proposal to form an Indian Ocean Trading Alliance. The late President Nelson Mandela envisioned this association to promote sustained growth and balanced development, to create common ground for regional cooperation. And then President Nelson Mandela again visited India in March 1997, but this time that was a dream only 2 years then has materialized. The concept of Indian Ocean Rim Community become reality with the establishment of Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I would like to emphasize is that the establishment of IORA was not only government-driven process, but also supported by academicians and businessmen. Prior to the establishment of IORA, a series of meetings have already been organized both at the government level and at the levels of the academic and business circle. The charter establishing the creation of IORA was adopted by the resolution in the first ministerial meeting in Port Louis, Mauritius in 1997. The charter seeks to build and expand understanding and mutually beneficial cooperation through a consensus-based, evolutionary, and non-intrusive approach. The IORA Charter explicitly include that bilateral and other issues likely to generate controversy that could become obstacle of or impediment for regional cooperation should be avoided. We have amended the charter for 3 times with a view to revitalize the association so the IORA can be more responsive to the current challenges, adaptive, and fit for its purpose. Indeed, this also reflects that IORA is a dynamic organization. Let me move to the IORA membership. As you see in the map, that we have grown our membership to 23 member states, stretching from South Africa in the west, running up the eastern coast of Africa, along the Gulf of to South and Southeast Asia, and ending with Australia in the east. Many of our member states are emerging economies, having a good prospect for economic progress and rising standard of living of its people. This is also potentially develop the regional from the within, where the relatively developed economies can support and empower the less developed ones. Then we would like also to see that the number of the dialogue partners is also increasing. Right now we have 10 dialogue partners: China, Egypt, Germany, Italy, Japan, South Korea, Russia, Turkey, United Kingdom, and USA. I'm pleased to note that the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council are part of the IORA family, as both as a member state and as the IORA dialogue partner. So this is a very strong organization in that sense. Together, the member state and dialogue partners intend related pursue the goal of promoting sustained growth and balanced development within the Indian Ocean region. There are many very active dialogue partners, but that's why now India lead the initiative to promote more active dialogue partner. And I think once I reach Mauritius next month, we will have a discussion about way forward to improve the role and participation of the dialogue partner. let me touch upon the IORA government. IORA's APEC body is the Council of Foreign Ministers, or we call it ESCOM, that meets annually. A committee of senior officials meet biannually to review and prioritize IORA activities. We are also in the process of reviewing our deliberation mechanism to allow more higher level interactive engagement among ministers to address global challenges. Again, thank you very much for the leadership of countries like India to make IORA more substantive and have the opportunity to have a more interactive dialogue among our member states as well as the dialogue partners. About the agencies and observers in IORA. IORA has two specialist agencies, namely Regional Center for Science and Technology Transfer, RCSTT, based in Tehran, Iran, and Fisheries Support Unit, or FSU, based in Muscat, Oman. The IORA is also the observers of UN UNCTAD, the UN General Assembly, as well as the African Union. There is still a need to further strengthen our synergy and collaboration with various relevant entities from which we can benefit their knowledge, experience, and resources to develop the association in development capacities. In some discussion with the Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs 2 days ago, and the discussion with several agencies following that, we have a lot of discussion on how to develop knowledge partnership with so many institutions, including some of them in India, to help the Secretariat to have a knowledge-based decision-making process. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on the about the Secretariat, the Secretariat manage, coordinate, service, and monitor the implementation of policy decision and work program adopted by association. IORA is member state driven, so my role and colleague and the Secretariat is this servicing the member state in the decision making process and to make the cooperation more effective and efficient. The Secretariat is based in Mauritius and overseen by me as Secretary General, who is appointed for a 3 years period. I just served as the Secretary General in January this year after some interview made by a panel established by the member state. The strengthened and the secretary to strengthen the strengthening the Secretariat is one is on the way right now at addressing the long pending issues related to staff salaries, to attracting more qualified new recruit to join the Secretariat. So the Secretariat is now doing our reform process to make the Secretariat more feasible and efficient as well as effective in serving the member state. let me continue the chairmanship. The COM elect the chair of IORA for a period of 2 years. This is based on the voluntary offers by member state to become the chair, or if there is no volunteers offers, the chair will be elected based on the geographical consideration. We are in the process of electing the chairman for the period of 2024-2026. I believe India is ready to be the chair in that period. I hope that the formality will be coming soon. And indeed, the Secretariat is warmly welcome the next chairmanship by India. The Bangladesh chairmanship, as mentioned by my colleague, my sister, Kritika, Bangladesh assumed the position of the IORA chair during the 21st IORA COM meeting and adopted the theme of harnessing the opportunities of the Indian Ocean sustainability for inclusive development for chairmanship in 2021-2023. In November 2023, Sri Lanka will take over the chairmanship, and we are in a close consultation with Sri Lanka in the preparation of that of the chairmanship. Let me come to the priority areas of cross-cutting issues. The work of IORA was streamlined and invigorated to become more focused and targeted toward the sustained growth and balanced development in the Indian Ocean. Again, thanks to the very leadership role by India in 2021, we have identified 6 priority area, which is on marine safety and security, trade and investment facilitation, fisheries management, disaster risk management, and academic science and technology cooperation. Right now, India taking the leadership on the disaster risk management and academic science and technology cooperation. In the leadership of Australia, then Australia put 2 more cross-cutting issues, which is on the women economic blue economy and a women's economic empowerment. Recently, some member states draw our attention to some global challenges, including health, climate change, that we should also put in our priority areas. We will indeed anticipate for further discussion on those important agenda. Area to give effect to its target, IORA continue to strengthen its institutional mechanism and bodies, including establishing dedicated functional bodies to deal with our priority areas. Now, the association has 10 functional bodies to promote its sectorial activities, as you can see in the slide. Furthermore, I would like also to touch on the special fund. The IORA special fund is a financial mechanism for sporting projects and programs adopted by association within the identified priority areas and cross-cutting issues in the association. As of September 2022, we have about 2.7 million US dollar in our special fund account. Thanks to the government, again, thanks to the government of India and some other government including from dialogue partners for their generous contribution to this special fund. Let me touch upon the success story of IORA after 25 years. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, this year, IORA proudly observed its 25th anniversary as the apex of international regional organization. IORA have proven on countless occasions its ability to adapt to change and effectively address dramatic changes in global circumstances and important regional issues. We are committed to continue improving the IORA institutional mechanism and bodies, including secretariat, and deepening and broadening IORA engagement with the dialogue partners. I believe that IORA has a strong capacity to drive cooperation and engagement in the Indian Ocean region. Beyond 25th anniversary, IORA should improve its development capacity to tackle a bigger strategic project which bring tangible benefit for member states, including on adaptation project to climate change, such as smart farming and so on. On the challenges that we have, we also have many challenges that faced by the IORA. Especially many things have changed since the founding member adopted charter in 1997. That's why we should adapt with the dynamic of international cooperation. We also adapt our charter with that dynamic. The Indian Ocean in 21st century is once again emerging as the center of the world economy, as well as a theater of geopolitical cooperation. We are being confronted with tremendous global challenges in Indian Ocean region that is characterized by growing geostrategic importance and heightened power constellation. The IORA needs to continue working to strengthen IORA position in a preeminent regional body on matters related to Indian Ocean region. Therefore, high-level political support for IORA is highly needed. As Sister Geetika also mentioned, that we are now in the process of deliberating the Indo-Pacific vision of IORA. We also need to support from academic community and think tank, including ICWA, to get more engaged and writing about IORA to raise the profile of IORA globally. I think as part of the strategic importance of IORA, I myself, in a very short period serving as the Secretary General, I was invited by several countries, including those in the EU region, like from France and Prague recently, to speak on Indo-Pacific issues. This also reflect how important this region in that context. Let me also touch on the way forward in addressing the challenge. Noting that we live in the increasingly fractious world, it is important for IORA to ensure that Indian Ocean remain a zone of peace, security, and cooperation. As an important regional cooperation organization, one of the important aim for IORA is to deepen regionalism and economic integration in the Indian Ocean through offering a well-positioned platform for its member. The in this regard, we need to promote more people-centered and concrete development project for the betterment of the people in livelihood of the people livelihood of the region. Distinguished participant, ladies and gentlemen, as we commemorate the silver jubilee of IORA, it is the time to strengthen our ties more than ever to achieve our goal. The IORA represent a collective will of its member states to enhance economic cooperation for their sustained development and balanced economic growth. I have no doubt that IORA member state and dialogue partners will be able to work together for the development of an open, inclusive regional architecture so that we may share in a bright future for the next 25 years and beyond. With that note, I would like to conclude my presentation today. I would anticipate also some comment and input from the floor, especially suggestion on how the IORA Secretariat should serve better to the member state and can manage the effective cooperation among the member states. Thank you very much for the attention. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We now open the floor for discussion, and I request DG ICWA to conduct the proceedings.
Thank you so much to my friend, Excellency Salman Al Farisi, for giving us a very in-depth insight into IORA, its working, its membership, and its areas of priority and the future prospects of how to be working in IORA. I also would like to thank Ambassador Ina Krishnamurthi and Joint Secretary for bringing in perspectives which have been very valuable. Secretary General has agreed to take some questions and also comments would be welcome. So what I'll do is I'll open the floor. Please identify yourselves, and then we will. Let me take three questions at a time, and then we'll go. General Goswami.
Good evening, Excellency. Good evening, Excellency. With the great power rivalry in the Indo-Pacific, West Pacific, Indian Ocean region, whatever you may like to call, and interest of dominating countries in the region, how do you perceive that IORA's strategic aim will be achieved, or in the near future it will get curtailed or affected? Though you said the 10 cooperative members are also part of it, but they may be having the rivalry in this particular strategic area. Your comment.
There was a question. Okay, one from here, and then we go that side. Professor Chintamani.
Thank you very much, Excellency. I am Sanjay Chaturvedi, and I am the chair of Indian Ocean Research Group. We are very honored to be an observer to IORA. I found your reference to the Indo-Pacific vision for IORA extremely important. And I was wondering whether you could please elaborate on this very important point and give us some insights as to how the academic network and observers could further strengthen this vision so that we have a more democratic, inclusive, socially just Indo-Pacific space. So thank you very much indeed. It was a great pleasure and privilege to listen to you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Chair.
you, Professor Chaturvedi. We'll take a question from this side.
Yeah, Ambassador, can you give me just brief idea about the what is the present status of video economy and what is your vision? How much you are going to improve maybe percentage of economic growth?
Master Salman, floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the comment. That it is a very challenging comment indeed. On the referral, it's mentioned in the charter that our focus, the IORA, is the economic and development activities, and then our cooperation, at least for the time being, is a project-based approach. So yes, maybe the project-based approach is still quite limited, but we believe that in the future, when we can present many well-qualified projects, and we will attract more support from our partners. On the refinery of I think within the member state, so far we can manage and the very good environment which can promote our cooperation. Yes, among the dialogue partners, we have that refinery. So so far, it's thanks to the very constructive approach made by the member state. So far, we still can manage that. Then, but I think as we have the charter, then we have also the Concord, and now the charter is also reflected in the Indo-Pacific vision. I think that's also something that we always reinvigorate the principle that that can manage our cooperation to make this region as peaceful and dynamic in promoting more economic and development activities. But the second question is on the Indo-Pacific. Indeed, I don't have the authority to speak more, but maybe my dear sister Geetika can give little knowledge about that, how far that we have agreed on the document, and then what is the prospect of the document to be agreed by our minister next November. But before my sister Geetika speak on to you on that matters, I, in my sense, that the concept of Indo-Pacific vision of IORA is it's a very good and well qualified document, which is reflect the strong value and principle of the charter. So, Geetika, maybe we would like to say something on that.
I'll just add what the Secretary General already said. The vision or the outlook document is still under discussion. So that's why he said that we don't have authority to talk about what exactly is the document all about. But yes, Once it's finalized and adopted by IORA, it will be open for all the stakeholders, including the academia and business and every other stakeholder to have a look and to tell us how we can implement it. So we'll get back to you once IORA adopts it. Thank you.
Thank you, Geetika. So clearly in the meeting which is to take place in November, which will be in the 25th year of IORA, we would see some, I'm sure, very interesting outcomes. But I'm afraid we all have to wait for that. I will take 2 more questions because time is running out. So, all right, there are more than that. So can I take the 3 questions?
Please.
All right. So we'll take 3 questions.
The blue economy. Oh, the blue economy.
All right. So
Yes, yes.
what we do is we'll answer the question on blue economy, and then we will take 3 questions.
Yeah, as you know, the blue economy is very important for the IORA member state. We built some framework related to the blue economy on the IUU fishing. We have the workshop recently to have like a normative document to manage the cooperation on that issue. The project was supported by France, and recently we just, as Ambassador Ina mentioned, we are having a discussion in Bali to draft the IORA declaration on activities against the marine debris, and we would like also to develop a framework to address the marine debris. I think more and more activities will be done. There are a lot of interest to develop what we call it as the smart agriculture, because smart agriculture is very needed as part of our action to address the climate change issues. Some donors quite interested in supporting IORA in this regard, and then many countries, including LDCs and SIDS, is very enthusiastic to anticipate that kind of project.
Thank you, Ambassador Salman. Now we'll take 3 questions, one from this side, and one from this side, and one here in the front. Well, all right, okay.
Excellency, I am the General Secretary of India Indonesia Friendship Society. My first question is, there are 38 countries connecting with Indian Ocean, and only 23 are the members. How effective this organization can be made without the participation of 15 members? What efforts are being made? Secondly, in your entire speech and speech of the 3 speakers, they talked about economic development, climate change. What is the effective role which can be played as a group, like Arab League, like European Union, like SAARC, in UN? And then my suggestion is there must be some arrangement of conflict management among the IORA members.
In fact, you asked more than one question. So I think we stop here and we take a question at the back. Thank you. We go at the back.
Thank you. I'm Lakshmi, a research fellow at ICWA, and I want to ask, does IORA also coordinates with other multilateral bodies in the Indian Ocean region, like Indian Ocean Commission and Indian Ocean Naval Symposium? Thank you.
Okay, one last question, which is this side. I'm afraid you got nicked by the president of the India-Indonesia Friendship Society.
Good afternoon, Excellency. My name is Kanesh Gupta, and I'm the editorial director and principal administrator of India Accelerating blog. My question is that Indian Oceans area is about 7.8 crore square kilometers. As far as academics section is concerned, what steps are you taking to to propagate the study of marine archaeology and oceanographic studies in this area?
Thank you, Ambassador Salman. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. First question on the by the Indonesia India Friendship Society. Thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for having Indonesia to bring Indonesia to be more closer to India society. I think your our ambassador, the name itself is very Indian. In a Krisnamurthi, so I think it's right choice, and my dear sister Ina is very active ambassador to make the society even have a closer cooperation. The effective roles or IORA according to the 15 more potential member states in IORA. I think, as mentioned in the charter, IORA is a evolving organization. So we should indeed make sure that the membership will have the effective cooperation between among themselves. Then we have to make our maximum efforts to make this organization more effective. Indeed, as we see the dynamic of this region, there must be additional of membership. We indeed also anticipate this issue. In terms of the dialogue partners, we have also some growing interest by some potential partners, including Saudi Arabia, for instance, and EU. Even when we have a meeting in Prague, EU specifically mentioned their willingness to be part of the IORA dialogue partners. So this reflects also on the feasibility of this organization. On the interaction with this multilateral body, IORA is now have the MOUs with the IOC. We are now developing some program with collaborative program with IOC. We have a series of meetings at the director level to draw some action program in the collaboration activities. We also have I signed the MOU with the International Seabed Authority. We are also having some discussion with the International Seabed Authority on having some collaborative activities. With the Pacific Forum, we also encouraged by India to have more connection, and we are now working on agreeing of the MOU between IORA and the Pacific Forum. Indeed, I just today, this morning, I meet with CDRI, where we have also a memorandum of understanding on the future collaboration with them. And NAM Center for Science and Technology here in New Delhi, we have also we just extend our MOU. This is the second MOU we have for the collaboration. We see that in the absence of the research units in our secretariat and the research center, like what we have here, and thanks to the participation of this meeting, we should have the knowledge partnership between the secretariat and the research center. On the on the marine archaeology, I think this is a very important point that we might also explore the possible study on that issue. So please give us some information and be our resource knowledge in this regard. We will indeed we can explore with the member state on the possible cooperation in these matters. So that's all.
Thank
Madam
you. Thank you so
Ambassador.
much, Ambassador Salman, for taking these questions and answering them in detail. I think there are some new areas which have been suggested from the floor, and you have answered questions relating to the growing importance and the growing interlinkages that IORA is developing with other organizations. So may I take this opportunity to thank you very much for being here at the 39th Sapru House lecture. I also want to thank Ambassador Krisnamurthi, as you clearly said. She has a name we all are very familiar with, and she is, of course, an ambassador extremely active here in New Delhi. Thank you, Geetika, for being with us. With this, we are coming close to the end of the event today, and I would ask Dr. Pragya to move the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. It is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the ICWA. I would like to thank His Excellency Salman Al Farisi for his illuminating lecture. We have benefited from his views on IORA, its functioning, its objectives, its achievements, and its impact. I would also like to thank Her Excellency Ina Krishnamurthi, Ambassador of Republic of Indonesia to India and Joint Secretary Indo-Pacific Division, Ms. Geetika Srivastava, for sharing their valuable insights. The ICWA continues to look forward to working closely with IORA in pursuit of shared objectives and goals in the maritime domain. We would like to thank the Embassy of Indonesia in New Delhi for its support in organizing this event. Last but not the least, I thank the audience for their valuable participation. Thank you all, and I invite you all to join us for high tea in the foyer. Thank you.